Adventure on Pipeman on W4CY Radio.
Hey there, it's Pipeman, the Adventures of Pipeman, W4CY Radio, and I am super excited because I am about to witness, and I'm going to show it to you, the long-awaited press conference at Hellfest 2025 of one of my favorite bands, Savatage. Check it out.
Florida in the house.
Florida!
First things first. First things first. Do I owe anybody any money? No.
Bonjour. Merci. Hellfest. Merci. Thank you very much. Je suis Dawn of the Underground, and I'm working with All Rock here at this festival. I'm from Florida, USA. How does it feel? Well, two things. One, I thought it was hot in Florida. Apparently I was wrong. France wins, hands down. As far as Hellfest, how does it feel to be playing one of the most amazing festivals of all of Europe? How's your experience been here?
Well, so far, it's been amazing. You see this festival every year, and you imagine what it would like to be here just as a fan. And you watch the bill that would come up, and they see each night has 4 bands that could headline any other festival on the planet. And not that we had known a year ago from now, we really didn't even know Savatage was going to be playing. It's like we had always hoped, but it wasn't a reality. So when you saw this festival, you just would say it'd be actually fun to go there. Now to be here and be playing, it's a real great feeling, and we can't wait to see what it's going to be like in a couple hours.
I think the fact we're playing any festival is pretty amazing right now. But I was able to walk around these grounds today, and this place is awesome. It is set up so well. I can't believe how big it is, how cool it is. Everybody seems to be having a great time, and yes, it's wicked hot here. So we're going to have a good show later. But heat aside, we're going to be awesome.
Hi guys, Eamon from Eon Music in Ireland here. I was speaking to 2 lovely gentlemen in the middle earlier, and we were chatting about the lineage of the great guitar players in Savatage. So this is a question for you, Al. What's it like for you to be playing those killer leads, gutter ballet, stuff like that? It must be amazing.
Well, first of all, Chris Oliva, remarkable talent, amazing guitar player. I never had the privilege of meeting him, but to study his work is one of the highlights of my musical life. Now, as far as the solo goes, we have a deal. Chris Caffrey was, I'm going to use the word, not student, but you were brother to Chris Oliva, and you were in the band with them touring, so he is responsible for the amazing, daunting task of trying to replicate Chris Oliva's work, so I'm going to give him all props on that one. You know, my job when we're playing those songs is to try to replicate his rhythm guitar playing, and John Oliva's rhythm guitar playing. Very unique, very, very difficult, because John Oliva played left-handed upside down, you know. So when you're trying to actually play Handful of Rain correctly, it's not as easy as it seems, you know. And you know, as a rhythm guitar player, that's 80% of my job, is to make a foundation for the singer, to have a real solid platform to deliver the song. You know, it's all about serving the song these days. But studying Chris Oliva's work has been just absolutely fantastic.
Hi guys, I'm Neil from Total Rock in the UK. There's been talk of new material from Savatage. What can you tell us?
We got a lot of songs in the can right now, a lot of demos. John's been cranking them out. There is a lot of material. There's more material coming. We do plan on doing another album, but we don't have a timeline on it. Right now our focus is to get out and play live, kind of get back into the saddle, so to speak, and that's what we're doing. So far the tour's been great. A lot of fans, a lot of happy faces, a lot of people singing along. So that's where our focus is now. We do have something in the works, but there's no solid time or date when it's going to come out.
looks like it's me. Hi guys, I'm Elisa from the Road to Rock in the UK. It's lovely to have you over here. Thank you for coming. You guys have such a great history behind you. How have you found the music scene changing over the years, and what is the secret to still being here, still going after all this time?
Well, I think the secret is the music itself. You know, what Paul and John and Clisson created years ago is something that's truly unique. Even when they were a four-piece metal band, nobody sounded like Savatage. When Paul O'Neill came aboard, and between his lyrics and his production ideas and adding orchestration and concepts and this and that, regardless of what has happened in the music scene, in the metal scene, whatever scene, Savatage has kind of maintained its own thing. And I think that is really what's helped bring us back right now. That music is just so unique and so true to itself. I can't get over talking about Paul's lyrics because they connect with so many people on so many different levels. We hear all the time about, you know, the song "Believe Saved My Life," etc., etc. You know, we hear that almost every show from several people. So there's something really, really magical about what those guys created years ago. And you know, as far as us sitting up here, we're all just so fortunate to be part of that and carrying this on. The band has gone through a lot of changes over the years. But one thing that's been true is the music, is the lyrics, and the meaning behind it, and that's why we're here today. We just carried this on.
I have another quick question for you. You may, if you have walked around the site, seen the enormous statue of Lemmy here. I'm sure everybody has a Lemmy story. Are you prepared to tell us your Lemmy story?
Well, I had the opportunity, we were playing, I think it was Mind Over Matter in Austria in 2001, and I looked on the side of the stage, and Johnny's, one of his first years out with Savatage, the band had toured with Motorhead on the tour. That was his first one, I believe, that he had done with the band, and they loved watching Chris Lee. And Phil and Lemmy came up to me after the show and they said, "Look, we watched you playing and there's a ghost in you." And they said, "There's only been 11 people in the past that have ever played on stage with Motorhead. We'd like you to be number 12. So that night I got to go in the dressing room and sit down with them and have a shot of Jack Daniels. I think I did Killed by Death, and I got on stage for them, and it was a really great experience. So those guys were really nice. I saw them a lot on the road, so they're really cool. They're great guys.
Yeah, my first, Savatage's first European tour, we opened for Motorhead. And I'll never forget, our gear showed up like an hour before we're supposed to play. There's 4,000 kids chanting Motorhead. I'm getting Deutschmarks bounced off my freaking head, and we haven't played a note. And so we went into the dressing room and we grabbed the set list and just totally ripped it up. It was like, okay, we can't do this shit, and we ain't get out of here alive. So we started with City Beneath the Surface, and as soon as Chris came out there and did Eddie Van Halen hammer-offs, the crowd started smiling. And after the first night, the guys, you know, when you're in an opening slot, it depends on who you're opening for. Sometimes you don't get a whole lot, and sometimes, you know, they help you out. And Phil loved Chris, and so did Lemmy, and so they were just like, whatever you guys need, just ask. So it immediately turned into like a friendship, and we had a great time. It was on the Orgasmatron tour, and it was our first experience in Europe, and we're opening for these guys, and they literally, he was so nice to us that literally anything we wanted, we needed extra time for sound check, no worries, because it's Motorhead, you know. As good as you are, you're not going to be Motorhead. And Lemmy was sweet to us, and I'll never forget that, because we'd always see him at festivals and stuff, you know, on different bills and stuff. Just a kind of soul, yeah, just a great guy.
Dawn from All Rock. You had said about turning up the set list. When you're in a European festival compared to an American festival, do you switch up your set list based upon the crowd? And what is your experience with U.S. versus European audiences?
Yeah, well, with the with Spotify, we can use analytics to kind of figure out what's popular here, what's popular there, what's popular there. So we do mix the setup according to what's listened to the most. As far as the states go, right now we're focused on Europe. So we get through this next year, we have a whole bunch of stuff planned. So this is just a kind of a test of waters to see if this would work, and it's worked way better than we thought it would. So next year there's going to be a lot more dates and a lot more stuff going on.
Thank you.
Was there up there? Was there a chance? Did you ever think you'd get here back to being Savatage, given that the success of TSO, or did the success of TSO prevent Savatage from reforming faster?
Look, I always told people that my crystal ball stopped working, so I was just waiting. I was so confident, and I don't know how, that it would happen again, just because, as I said, the music is that strong, and I knew what the fans were like by being a fan. It's like that music never left me when we stopped playing. It was in me stronger than ever. So when I saw the younger kids online, I was like, this music is growing, and I would talk to people. Like my Facebook page first, it went over a couple 100,000 likes on my music page, and it was 20,000 in Syria, and it was 40,000 in Egypt, and it was just all over the world. I was seeing all these people didn't know Trans-Siberian Orchestra. They knew Savatage, they knew that music. So it was like, I was just hoping that one day we'd be able to get back out and be to the places we've never went to before. And this year we went to Argentina and Chile, and we never had a chance to go there. We've never had a chance to be here. So my, sitting there rubbing the rabbit's foot, it kind of worked, and we're back out.
I think you got to understand the success of TSO was as much a surprise to us as it was to anybody. We did not expect that to happen, but it did. And you can't fault John and Paul for taking that on, because TSO has become just a huge hit in America. Along with that is the Savatage fan base. They never gave up. Never. We haven't played properly, done a proper tour in 23 years, but we've been hearing this ever since the last show we did back in 2002. So we knew that the interest was there, but seeing this happen the way it's happening right now is nothing short of encouraging. We're all just so excited to get back over here.
Excited for new music in the US, so what can you tell us?
Well, like I said before, we got a lot of music that's in the can. Demo's done, and John's still writing on things. We're still writing stuff. So we don't have a date set in stone, but we're going to do a more extensive touring than we did this year. We're looking to hit Asia, do more South America dates, get into Mexico, definitely come back and do the European festival run. So there's just going to be a lot more live dates coming up next year. And now that we're out, we can kind of, get some better slots. There'll be openings, we barely got a bus. That's how late. We started calling in November to get a bus for June, and they were like, what are you, crazy? You ain't getting a bus. So, it was decided a little late, but it was decided, and here we are. Next year's going to be even better.
I'm glad you're here.
Hi, I'm Bahar from Turkey. So I'm kind of representing the Turkish fans. So they would kill me if I wouldn't ask you. Would you consider in your, next tour, your next time touring Europe, would you consider visiting Turkey as well? Because we were never able to, see you over there.
No place is off the table. So, yeah.
I think with the reaction of what we've done so far, there's a lot of possibilities ahead of us. We got to take this day by day. Chris says that all the time, but it's absolutely correct. We don't really know yet, but things are looking very good. We've done really well in this run so far. I think it's going to open up some real opportunities for us in the future.
Hi guys, me again. With your work with TSO, and you're saying you're working on some new material, could we possibly see some collaborations with people that have been in that area?
Well, right now, like Jeff just said, and I said, we're going day by day on all this. What
is going to be in the future of Savatage is going to be what happens next. You know, it's like we can't even exactly say that right now. I know it sounds a little Spinal Tap-ish, but it's like we're just happy to be back. You know, like I said, a year ago, I didn't know I would be sitting here playing with Savatage. So to ask who we may be working with, what we may be doing, it's like that, to me, is the furthest from my mind. I'm sitting here just the happiest kid in the world because my band's back. So
When you mean collaborating, you mean with TSO people? Musicians in general? Absolutely not. No. This was started out as a 4-piece band in Tampa, Florida, with the chemistry built in, and it grew up into what it was with when I joined last. You know, I'm the new guy in the band 30 years later. And with Paul O'Neill, and the chemistry that exists within this group of people is unmistakable. One more element comes from the outside, it ain't the same chemistry. You know? So,
we're talking a lot about the future. I'd like to ask about your immediate future, and I'm talking about once you play your set, you're going to stick around, see some of the bands, you're hanging around for Hellfest for the weekend, or
no,
or just for
unfortunately,
today?
we're gonna, as soon as we hit our set, we gotta jump on a bus and make it to where we're going, Brussels.
Yeah, we got to go.
Grasshopper.
Yeah, we got.
And we're barely gonna slide in, you know. So I know that we'll finish up, we'll towel all off, you know. But unfortunately, we won't have a chance to stick around and watch some amazing talent that's going. I mean, to be on the same bill as Steve Ian, Joe Satriani, you know, Joe Bonamassa with his band, you know, Scorpions, Priest, and of course, you know, Petrucci and company. You know, we'd love to stay all night and hang out and witness this, to be part of this. But dude, we got to get to Grasshopper real quick.
Maybe one of the last questions?
Yeah, anybody else?
Or not?
No, we're good? All right, the Easy Bake Oven is now closed. Thank you, guys. Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for listening to the Adventures of Pipeman on W4CY Radio.